What a perfect beginning to this morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm the Reverend Doug Watkins. I'm joined this morning by the Reverend Krista Taves, and we are so pleased to see you here. We want to welcome you, whether you are here on site or you are joining us online. We are united as one community. This is a liberal religious community of spiritual seekers, and we welcome you all in the fullness of your age, your race, your ethnicity, your way of being in body and mind, your gender expression, your sexual orientation, and whatever faith or seeking that is part of you. Our core values are freedom, reason, respect, and love. If you are visiting us for the first time, we offer you a special welcome. We know there are a lot of things you could be doing on this beautiful Sunday morning for all of us, and we're glad that all of you chose to be here today. We hope that you will feel warmly welcomed and that you will find the service meaningful and inspiring. We hope to see you again soon. If you're here in person, make sure that you fill out the guest form that you received. If you didn't receive a guest form, please get one before you leave. Fill out both sides if you have children visiting here with you. If you are visiting online, we'd love to say hello to you as well. And if you will email us at welcome@eliotchapel.org, we will do so personally, and we hope to see you soon. We also hope after the service that you will join us for coffee hour in Adams Hall. You come forward and go through to the right. You can usually follow the crowd to do that. If you're new here, we invite you to take a blue cup, and if you are not so new here, we invite you to look for people with a blue cup and say hello. We know that there is a lot going on here, and many of you may have questions or thoughts that you'd like to explore, and members of the board will be here at the front of the sanctuary at the end of the service to talk with you for a few moments, and we hope as many of you as possible then will join us at 11:30 here in the sanctuary for an important social justice forum on reparations. Most of all, welcome to our service. May this be a deep time of celebration and meaning.
Good morning. In the Unitarian Universalist tradition, we light a chalice to symbolize that we are entering into sacred space. We light this chalice for our children and youth and for us, celebrating the flame of faith lit in each of us, honoring the light each of us bring into the world, rejoicing in the community that we create together. Our opening words are by Reverend Sharon Wiley. We speak so often of brokenness in religious life. Let us speak today of wholeness. You are welcome here, all of you, every part of you beautiful just as you are. Here you do not need to be something more or something less. No holding back, no hiding, no exerting yourself, no trying to do more or be more. You have inherent worth and dignity. Nothing to prove here. Nothing to prove to me or the person sitting next to you or to the children or anyone. You don't have to try and be witty or more quiet or more outgoing. You are beautiful. Every part of you beautiful, just the way you are. You do not need to change anything to be yourself to be welcome here. Your skin, your hair, your belly, your limbs, your face, all beautiful just the way they are. You are extraordinary. Each and every one of you different from each and beautiful in your own beautiful way, breathtaking. Let us worship together. I invite you to rise as you do in body or spirit for our opening hymn, number 301, Touch the Earth, Reach the Sky.
I invite you to join me in reading in unison our congregational covenant. The words are printed in your order of service. As a free congregation, we promise to one another our mutual trust and support. To create beloved community, we promise to be kinder to each other than we have to be. To listen fully to each other with an open heart and mind. To speak responsibly and respectfully. To find ways to improve our church for all members and friends.
Today we continue our worship service with a meaningful moment in any congregation's life, the rite of dedication. This is a time when we who are gathered here in this meeting house and online have the privilege to welcome children into our family and religious community. Today it is our cherished assignment to welcome and pledge our care to these children.
Today, all of us gathered here are more than casual witnesses to life's gifts and nature's marvelous creations. We are all being invited to share the joy which these parents take in their children and to enter more fully into their lives. I believe in my heart that I speak for all of us when I say that we are grateful for this privilege. We continue with this time-honored ritual because children are our present delight. By them, we are reminded of life's small joys and wisdoms and reminded of our responsibility to care for all our children. Here in this community, we strive to be a place where all children will find ears to listen, arms to embrace, a world of experience to encourage their inquiring minds. We are blessed by their presence among us and pray that our lives will be a blessing to them. I would call forward the parents and children, please, to come join us.
Today we welcome Tennessee, Rowan, Cecilia, and Magnolia into our congregation. To all of the children and youth gathered here today, I ask you to join us in welcoming them. Will you, as children and youth of this community, be true friends, speak to them with kindness, treat them fairly, and help them to feel at home in this UU community? If so, clap your hands 2.5 times.
And to those who stand before us with their children, Rachel, Bradley, Brooke, and Michael. As caregivers, it is your privilege and obligation to provide an environment both of security and challenge in which these young souls, which you bring before us today, will grow. Do you commit yourself to promote their physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being? Will you respect as well as protect these children and bestow your love as a free and unmerited gift? Also, do you reaffirm your commitment to one another as partners in life and in parenting? If so, please say, "We do."
We know that there are also family and friends that are here to be of support to these families today. If you are here with us, we invite you to rise now in body and spirit. We ask of you, do you take upon yourselves the privilege and responsibility to nurture and defend and support the inherent worth and dignity of these children to whom you bear a special relationship? Will you help them to grow in love to the larger human family and to love and respect the larger community of life to which we all belong? If so, please make this sacred promise by responding, "We will." You may be seated. We move now into the act of dedication itself. In the act of dedication, we use the symbolism of water as a sign of our common heritage. There is no suggestion here of washing away of inherited sin. Children come into this world with the limitations natural to our species, but they arrive here innocent. Water stands here for vitality. It is the essence of life, the foundation of our being. Its use here reminds us of our common bond with the all-embracing, ever-sustaining nature. These waters come from many sources, but they unite us together in deep relationship. So to the parents, we begin with the Johnsons. What names have you given these children?
Cecilia Lou Johnson, Tennessee Brant Johnson, Rowan Thomas Johnson.
Would you please join us here with your children? Tennessee, we dedicate you in the name of truth, the promise of love, and the fellowship of this congregation. May you be granted clarity of thought, integrity of speech, and a compassionate heart. Rowan, we dedicate you in the name of truth, the promise of love, and the fellowship of this congregation. May you be granted clarity of thought, integrity of speech, and a compassionate heart. Cecilia, we dedicate you in the name of truth, the promise of love, and the fellowship of this congregation. May you be granted clarity of thought, integrity of speech, and a compassionate heart. Thank you. Brooke and Michael, will you come forward with Magnolia, please?
What name have you given this child?
Magnolia Claire Kirkwood.
Magnolia, we dedicate you in the name of truth, the promise of love, and the fellowship of this congregation. May you be granted clarity of thought, integrity of speech, and a compassionate heart. Here's your rose.
A word about the rose. As a token of their dedication, we have given you a rosebud, fragrant symbol of beauty, promise, and love. This rose has no thorns, symbolizing the better world we would give all our children if it were in our power. While we know that the world is not altogether as lovely as this rosebud, we hope that you will learn to recognize the beauty and the goodness which does exist, and that you will grow in wisdom and compassion, adding your own beauty to the world. So, as this flower unfolds in all its natural beauty, so may your life unfold.
And as a gift from the congregation, it is traditional at Eliot Chapel to present each participating family with a book from the Unitarian Universalist bookstore titled Chaos, Wonder, and the Spiritual Adventure of Parenting.
An important component of a child dedication, an essential aspect, is the willingness of the community to dedicate themselves to the love and support of these children and all of the children in our community, and ultimately to the children of the world. To this end, I invite you to rise in the ways that you do, and from your printed order of service to join us in the congregational response. As together we say, we as the members of Eliot Unitarian Chapel welcome these children to our church family. We pledge our affection, interest, and concerns for their growth and fellowship. As members of one another, we affirm our desire to provide a church school of quality, to encourage the religious quest of all ages, and to engender a respect for the dignity of human life. May our precepts enable us to share these truths as part of the religions, providing knowledge, genuine understanding, and unfolding love. Will you join me now in welcoming these families and these children? May we pledge to build a community in which all children will grow surrounded by beauty, embraced by love, and cradled in the arms of peace. I invite you to join us in singing a recessional together. We will sing number 409 for a change of pace, Sleep My Child. We invite you to sing the entire piece, and then as we play a little interlude, if you're going to religious education, we invite you to move in that direction. You may be seated.
I invite you to join with me in the spirit of prayer and meditation as you are willing and able. This prayer is inspired by the song "We'll Cross That Bridge" by the band Home Free. Spirit of life, God of grace and mercy, infinite love, on this day of milestones for our younger beloveds, let us take some time to remember and express gratitude and wonder for all of our milestones, the ones we have passed, the ones that are with us now, those we see coming towards us, the ones we welcome, and the ones we resist. Let us be thankful for the winding roads that carry us through our personal lives and that have carried this congregation to the bridges, the crossings where we live on the cusp, moving from who we were to who we are becoming. Let us be okay with getting lost once in a while. Magical things can happen in lost places. Let us cultivate an openness to the unexpected. It may carry blessings we could not have imagined. Let us be gracious with those who are with us on this journey, together wandering through the twists and turns, marveling at the changing skies, the green that sprouts through the cracks in the road, imagining the footsteps of those who have gone before us and those who will follow us. All of this, part of us, part of them, all of us interconnected. We will move through these forests. No star on the map can throw us off course. No delay is a waste of time. No wasteland is truly without life. We will do our best. We'll cross the bridge when it comes. Let us enter into a time of silence for the prayers and meditations of our hearts. Let us name those we would hold in prayer. Also, let us have a moment of silence for beloved member Anne Marie Grassman, who passed away this morning. Spirit of life, God of grace and mercy, source of that infinite love which knows no bounds, this we pray in the name of love, justice, and charity. Amen, and blessed be. I invite you to stay seated for our meditative hymn, 323, Break Not the Circle.
Love
As we move now into our offering, we are reminded that it is our custom here every month to share half of our offering with an important organization doing good work in the world. For this month, we will be sharing our offering with I Help. Their mission is to empower immigrant families by providing individualized, in-home English language education and tools for effective navigation of our community. They share a vision of a diverse, inclusive community where all immigrants are empowered through language. As our offering is given and received, may we think about the importance of that work and offer our own gifts as generously as we may. May that offering now be given and received in such a spirit. As we invite our greeters to bring forward the offering, may we offer our own blessings and dedication to these gifts as they do their good work. The dedication of gifts is printed in your order of service. May we together say, to the work of the church, which is weaving a tapestry of love and action, we dedicate our lives, and these are offerings. Thank you, one and all, for your generosity. We have another important rite of passage. Over the last months, we have been collecting the names of folks to serve on your search committee who still have very important work to do in helping the congregation discern who they want to be in the future and what sort of leadership can best help them get there. And so we want to dedicate ourselves to that work and commission them for that important task ahead of them. To do so, I'd like to invite a member of the board, Carol Glouser, to join me up here. She was one of the folks who were on the committee that put together the search team to do this essential work. Carol. You can come here. Yes, we can share. It will work fine. So we begin by inviting the members of the committee, the search committee, to come forward and join us up here on the chancel. As your lay leadership, your board selected 5 members to serve on the ministerial search committee to do essential work on your behalf. They are Bob Boyd, Janice Cox, Tanya Fagley-Hull, Carl Serbel, and Rob Van Alstein. You were chosen by an exceptionally careful process. The Board of Trustees reached out to the congregation, explained the qualifications, and asked the members to name those they would entrust with the task of searching for and finding a candidate to become the next called minister of this congregation.
This led to the formation of a slate with your names, 5 who were all named as trusted and willing and able to serve. We are profoundly grateful for your willingness to serve. You were selected because the congregation trusts you to discover and represent the best interests of Eliot Unitarian Chapel as a whole, not just some smaller constituent or those who agree with your point of view.
That's you.
Eliot's leadership, is that right? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Oh, Eliot's leadership chose you because you are trusted to carry forward the best of the past and keep your sight on the future.
So to the congregation, do you, the members of Eliot Unitarian Chapel, pledge to cooperate with these members of the Ministerial Search Committee? Will you promise to support them in their work? If you do, will you answer, "We will"? We will. And to the search committee, this begins a journey of getting to know each other's hopes and dreams for this congregation, your styles of communication, and your ways of working in a group. This journey begins with self-awareness. Your success will be influenced by how well you are able to work together. In the coming months, you will help this congregation understand itself better and what it needs in its next ministerial leadership. From this understanding, you will assist what ministerial leadership will make sense for the future and who will best embody that ministry. Do you commit yourselves to this essential work with the Ministerial Search Committee for Eliot Unitarian Chapel? If so, answer, "I do."
I do.
In your role, I encourage you to take the symbol of the chalice to heart. We hope that you will light one whenever you gather. May it help center you and light you on your way. And each time you light it, may you remember that the rest of us are with you in spirit on this journey. Thank you for your willingness to serve, and may your work be blessed. Thank you. You may take your seat. Beautiful, thank you. So just briefly, I am here to try to set all of this into some larger context, and it is worth just a few moments to do that. Max Kutz wrote this reading that I find myself turning to very often in my own life. He wrote, "When love is felt or fear is near, when holidays and holy days and such times come, when anniversaries arrive by calendar or consciousness, when seasons come as seasons do, old and known, but somehow new, when lives are born or people die, when something special is sensed in soil or sky, mark the time. Respond with thought or prayer or smile or grief. Let nothing slip between the fingers of your mind, for all these things are holy things that we will not, cannot find again." I think about why we spend time doing these rites of passage year after year, and it is helpful sometimes to step back and think all the layers of why that is so important. I find myself often thinking about Dan Wakefield, who was an Academy Award-winning screenplay writer who wrote several films and the series James at 15 or 16, whatever it was, very well-written pieces. But he found himself at the height of his career feeling a sense of meaninglessness in the midst of that success. And much to his surprise, he found himself returning to church. And that church that he returned to happened to be a Unitarian Universalist congregation. And as he sat there week after week, what he found most meaningful surprised him. He wrote, "Birth and death, resurrection, beginnings and endings and renewals were observed and celebrated in ceremonies whose experience made me feel I belonged, not just to a neighborhood or a place, but to a larger order of things, a universal sequence of life and death and rebirth. Going to church, even belonging to it, did not solve life's problems. If anything, they seemed to escalate around that time. But it gave me a sense of living in a larger context, of being part of something greater than what I could see through the tunnel vision of my personal concerns. I now look forward to Sunday because it meant going to church. What once was strange now felt not only natural, but essential." The thing is, as we have honored these various ceremonies, and we have more to come, our dedication, our commissioning, our bridging, we do all of those things all the time. We rededicate ourselves to what matters deeply in our lives. We commission ourselves and each other to do the important work, to get through this day, to have a hard conversation, because we know it needs to be done. We bridge. We are always in the midst of bridging. We are stepping from one moment in our lives to another. From cradle to grave, we are doing that journey. We are falling in and out of love. We are completing graduate studies. We are starting technical school. We are dealing with changes in our own health. We are trying a new adventure, no matter how small. But the thing is, being here reminds us of how that larger cycle of all of those things happen over and over again, not only in our lives, but in the great life of all things that exist. And there's some amazing power by giving ourselves to that truth, that we are participating in something so much more deep and more life-changing than even we can know. And that the longer and the more we give ourselves to it, the more that it transforms us and invites us into the rhythm of all things. Think about how just today we honored new life. We mentioned someone that we know and love whose life has ended. We've honored people who will do essential work on our behalf, and we will honor someone who has completed one part of their journey into adulthood. We will invite you before you leave to consider your own bridging, and if you wish, to give you a chance before you leave, just for a moment, to step across that bridge into some new chapter. More on that later. But what we do here reminds us of essential things. It seeps into the spirit of who we are as individuals and as community. Reverend Kate Walker wrote this: in between, liminal, that space where we wait, between moments, events, action, no action, to stand on the threshold waiting for something to end and something new to arrive, a pause in the rumble of time. Awareness claims us, alert, a shadow of something different, in between invitation and acceptance, in between symptom and diagnosis, in between send and receipt of inquiry and question, in between love given and received. We are always crossing the bridge of life. What are you in the midst of crossing now? And how might we honor it together? May that journey today be the essence of what brings us together. So may it be. Amen, and blessed be. So, next celebration together is bridging. In the Unitarian Universalist congregation, bridging ceremonies celebrate the transition of youth from high school into young adulthood, the rewards and responsibilities of adult life. For many youth, this is a time of tremendous excitement, new opportunities, significant change, and for some, considerable stress. In the upcoming years, many youth in UU congregations will leave their particular church community to travel to other cities, pursue higher education, begin careers in new professions, and possibly enter new relationships and begin new families. On one side of the bridge, it represents childhood and adolescence, where they have become Eliot leaders, role models, and cherished friends. The other side of the bridge represents the vast frontier of adult life, a place full of boundless opportunities, new challenges, exciting adventures.
So this year's ceremony is particularly special. I am honored to have known Lydia Urice for many years, ever since she began attending the 5th and 6th grade group many years ago. Since that time, Lydia has been an active member and leader in this Unitarian Universalist community. She has enthusiastically participated in religious education our whole lives. She has traveled to other communities of faith as part of the junior high program, and during her high school years, she has become a beloved leader, role model, and friend to so many peers currently and in the past. I could speak at length about this. Lydia, today we honor your gifts of leadership, friendship, and the happiness you have brought to this community for so many years, and which I know you will continue to share with future communities and individuals that you encounter. We give thanks for your friendship and the memories that we'll always cherish. And as an Eliot community, we honor you at this transformative time in your life. I invite you to come forward and receive a special gift from this community and then cross the symbolic bridge to where Reverend Doug and Reverend Krista will greet you.
We are delighted to recognize you, Lydia, as you graduate from high school and from our youth group. We will miss you, and we want to bless you on your exciting new journey. When a child is dedicated in the Unitarian Universalist tradition, we touch the baby with a white rose dipped in water. We bless the baby's heart, hands, and mind by touching them with the rose. These symbols have to do with the baby's innocence and their parents' and other loving adults' responsibility to guide and protect them. When a child grows up, they and their parents learn that nothing can completely shield a child from illness or heartbreak, and sometimes even danger. But we can give them shelter and courage in the arms of love when they struggle with life. When young people go out to seek their fortunes, as you are doing now, it's exciting and a little scary to be taking on more adult responsibilities of taking care of yourself. If you haven't already, at some point you will become the protector of others. When we dedicate children, we give them roses with the thorns stripped to protect them. But we give you a white rose with the thorns intact. This time symbolizing your ability to protect and care for yourself and others. You are now ready to face the challenges that are in front of you. We also want to remind you that even now, we still can offer you shelter and courage in the arms of love whenever you need us.
Blessings to you, and may your future be bright and wonderful. But you always have a home here whenever you choose to come back and be with us. Bless you on your journey. So we invite you to one more moment of bridging. You can do that from your chair, but what I hope you will do is join us, if you're able, just for a moment to do this. So I invite you to think in your own life of what changes are happening for you. And if it would be meaningful to do so, to make your way to the front, Krista and I will be on the other side of the bridge to greet you into your new phase. And if you want to just briefly tell us your first name and in a single sentence, what change is happening in your life? We are always crossing the bridge. Within this congregation, we remember and celebrate the support of this community that we offer in times of change. And they can be large or small, sad or joyful, death, birth, illness, recoveries, moves, adoptions, job transitions, separations, divorces, weddings, unions, graduations, retirements, you name it. And I hope you will. So I will begin and move across the bridge by honoring that while my time here isn't done, I will move on to a new congregation in a couple of months and am deeply grateful for this opportunity to be with you. I cross the bridge, and Krista and I will welcome you on the other side. If you would like to be a part of this, I invite you to come up this aisle, briefly tell us what you are bridging, and then go back to your seat. I hope you'll join us for just a moment to bridge together.
Morning. My name is Lou. I lost my husband in August, so my challenge has been, one, to learn how to live alone, which I have never done, but also to learn to enjoy my life without my beloved husband beside me. And Eliot has been instrumental in supporting me in this.
Hi, I'm Sue. Getting ready to retire towards the end of the year from a long and challenging career as a pediatric endocrinologist, and have mixed feelings about it, but it's time, and I'm excited.
I'm Beth. I'm a music teacher, and I will be transferring away from the school that I've loved, that I've taught at for 7 years. I will be going back to a school that I used to teach at, that I have also loved, and also going to another school that I'm excited about the person that I'll be working with. So, mixed feelings.
My name is Claire Robertson. My name is Claire Robertson. And my husband died in February, so I am getting used to being without him and having a very different life. Thank you.
My name is Michael Hennon. This year I turned 74 years of age, which is the age that my father was when he died in 1987. Recently, I was nosing around in the archives. Yes, we do have an archives. And I found a card file in the basement, and it had all the list of members and when they joined. And my father, while he's not a chartered member, my mother was a chartered member of this church. He joined this church on September 9th, 1962.
My name is Kathy. I still consider myself recently retired, and I'm learning to love having time with friends, with family, and just having fun and being active. But I also told myself I would volunteer my time and talents because I have more time, but I'm developing new talents. So my job was taking care of senior citizens as a physician, and my retirement is volunteering with children. So if anyone wants to know what great opportunities are out there, I do Girls on the Run, I read to first graders, and I do ready readers to pre-kindergartners. So if any of those sound fun to you, come ask me why I love it, and it makes me feel valuable.
Most of you don't know me. I'm Jim Barry. Yeah, my wife up there is Mara. My thing is a happy one. Next month I'll be married 50 years to a great woman and a great life. So I celebrate that, and I'm happy about it, and you guys are all part of it. Thank you.
I'm Kaylin. I'm gonna cry. It's fine. My baby is going to kindergarten, which is so joyous, but it will be the first time in 10 years that I don't have someone under 5 at home. So that's exciting and new and a change. So that's my bridge.
We are Bruce and Sharon McKenzie, and we are celebrating the crossing of a bridge of matrimony. We got married in July. Sharon after a long period of being single, and I after a 50-year marriage. We're very happy.
I want to tack on that I'm kind of bridging a scare with cancer. I finished my treatment about a month ago, and bridging hopefully into health. And so many of you helped that walk with me, so I appreciate that. I wanted to tell you that. Thank you.
There are many ways that we bridge and many bridges that we cross. Whatever is true for you, may that journey be blessed. I invite us to rise in the ways that we do and honor all that is within us and around us by singing hymn number 100. And now as we prepare to leave, remember, we are always bridging. As we journey and bridge together, may we also remember that nothing extinguishes the light of wisdom that lives in each of us. Nothing can stop the flow and fire of our commitment to a life worth living. Nothing is able to dampen the warmth of love. These remain with you in how you live until we gather in this place again. May you go forth in love and peace. But first, receive one final gift of music. You may be seated. As you go forth from this place, may you have a wonderful and possibility-filled week ahead of you. May you take a moment to say hello to someone that you've not met or not said hello to recently. If you're able, join us for coffee hour, and if you'd like to speak to the board, they will be happy to hear and talk with you for a few moments. Thank you for joining us today. May you be blessed throughout the week and into the rest of the journey.